Have you ever wondered why 89% of lottery winners end up bankrupt? Why ancient civilizations with profound wisdom still collapse? What if I told you there's a hidden spiritual law governing all success and failure? Recently, I stumbled upon the book Conversations with God. What surprised me was how some of its perspectives align with Kabbalistic teachings, particularly its view on prayer. One of the book's key insights is that prayer should not stem from a mindset of lack, treating God like a wish-granting genie or Santa Claus. Instead, genuine prayer is about aligning one's heart with the Creator and seeking to understand His will. This concept resonates deeply with Kabbalistic wisdom, which emphasizes that prayer is not about demanding outcomes but about spiritual attunement. Interestingly, the book also mentions a passage that reminded me of Murphy's Law. That which the wicked fear shall come upon them, but the desires of the righteous shall be granted. This highlights a fundamental principle of manifestation. People attract what they are, not what they simply wish for. If someone operates at a low vibrational frequency, dwelling in fear, then their fears materialize. This is why many people don't receive what they desire, because they have yet to develop the capacity to sustain it. Across many religions and spiritual traditions, there is a common tendency to treat faith as a transaction. Some believe that by offering bribes through rituals, donations, or sacrifices, they can shortcut their way to blessings. However, the reality is quite the opposite. If someone receives something they are not spiritually prepared for, it often leads to their downfall. Consider the fate of many lottery winners. Statistics show that a significant number of them end up in financial ruin or personal turmoil. Why? Because their surrounding environment, often filled with greed, manifests conflict, leading to self-destruction. The same principle applies to individuals who seek spiritual shortcuts. If something is not earned through genuine growth, it is more likely to become a burden than a blessing. Reflecting on the world's two most populous nations, China and India, I wonder why, despite their ancient civilizations, they continue to struggle with poverty and systemic issues. Could it be linked to a spiritual void? Both countries have deep philosophical traditions, yet they seem trapped in cycles that prevent them from breaking free. Historically, many ancient civilizations, including Greece and Italy, were known for their intelligence and strategic thinking. However, wisdom misapplied can lead to self-sabotage. As the saying goes, the clever end up harming themselves with their own schemes. Humanity often complicates life unnecessarily, deviating from the Creator's intended path. I also find it intriguing that no equivalent of Conversations with God emerged from China or India. Is this absence a reflection of a cultural or spiritual difference? In recent years, the rise of New Age movement and channeled messages claim to bring wisdom from higher dimensions. However, from a theological perspective, true divine communication respects free will and does not manifest through possession or trance-like states. And like some mystical traditions, the prophets of Israel recorded their revelations in clear states of consciousness. Moses, regarded as the greatest prophet, received the Torah with full awareness. Other prophets received visions and dreams but never lost control of their faculties. This contrasts sharply with accounts of channeling, where individuals claim to be overtaken by external entities. The Dead Sea Scrolls and the Essene community also provide fascinating insights. Some speculate that these Essenes had esoteric knowledge similar to Kabbalah. Interestingly, Agar Case once claimed a past life connection to these Essenes, suggesting he had encountered figures like John the Baptist and Jesus. Such narratives blur the lines between history and mysticism, making it challenging to separate truth from speculation. Even the author of Conversations with God acknowledged that his revelations were influenced by his personal limitations. This self-awareness is rare and commendable. His experiences, shaped by personal hardships, ultimately humbled him and led him to write the book. While his insights do not contradict foundational spiritual principles, they remain interpretations rather than absolute truths. In seeking spiritual wisdom, I have come to recognize a crucial distinction. True divine revelation is never about satisfying mere curiosity. Many ancient texts, including the Book of Enoch, emphasize that knowledge should serve a higher purpose. If a lesson does not lead to personal transformation, then it remains just information detached from meaning. This is why spiritual traditions focus not on the mysteries of lost civilizations or supernatural phenomena, but on the moral and ethical lessons they impart. If we fail to learn from history, then the struggles of past generations were in vain. The exploration of ancient wisdom, spiritual texts, and modern revelations like Conversations with God reveals a common thread. True spiritual growth is about transformation, not mere knowledge. Whether through prayer, historical reflection, or personal experience, the journey toward understanding the divine is ongoing. It requires discernment, humility, and a willingness to align with principles greater than ourselves. Perhaps, instead of seeking shortcuts or external miracles, the real path to enlightenment lies in deep, personal transformation, one that allows us to embody the wisdom we seek.